is a well. Well, welcome to another Living Well is a Lifestyle vlog sponsored by TOLT Conversations. Here on our channel, we talk about all things living well. We are in zone 8A and we are growing today. So I am super excited. We got our potatoes in the ground. We're going to go check on them. I am using something different this year. I am not using grow bags to do that. I am literally found a more economically friendly source to plant my potatoes. This year we are trying out something new called woven contractor cleanup bags. Look at this. Woven contractor cleanup bags. 7 mil thickness, 30 by 45, 40-gallon capacity. Listen to me, 40-gallon capacity. Imagine that you have the capacity to plant all of your potatoes in one bag. But I didn't do that. I'm going to try though, one of these days, I'm going to try. I might try it with my sweet potatoes. I don't know, we'll see. It holds up to 110 pounds. That is what we're working with. This costs 16 bags for 19.99. That's a little less than $1.25 a bag. That is an amazing economic budget budgeted item. So let's go. We're going to go into the garden and check on the potatoes today because we have planted them back here in the garden. And by the way, those are the slips. We're going to be slipping into some pots, into some bags. But we are going to go back here and see how they're doing because the other day I came back here and there was something had gotten into a couple of my pots. And I think it was a cat. So I need to see how the potatoes did last night. So we planted them out into these bags right here. So they're doing good. Doesn't look like anything tried to dig them up. So they're doing good. We put them here on the deck so we could watch them. These are the 40 gallon, 7 mil thickness contractor bags. I was able to get 16 bags for $19, actually $20. So if you do the math, that's about $1.25 a bag. They are not cloth bags, they're polyurethane, so they're very thick. And they are used as for contractors use them to collect debris after a job. So I love that I found a good source. They use these also for sandbags, to secure your properties when there's water. They'll put sand in them. So I thought that was pretty cool as well. But today I am using them as potato bags. So we have already planted our potato buds in there. Hopefully we have some more, we got some more potatoes going so that we can, if those don't do well, we can try again. Why? Because we always have to be prepared when trying new methods. We have to be prepared to make sure, first of all, that it's going to work. And if it doesn't, that we have the ability to try again. So while these are in the makings, these are our potatoes, y'all. We have them, we have four buds in each bag. I have fertilized them with granulated fertilizer. Now I wait for the green the green sprouts, and then what we'll do is we'll just pour some more soil on them and just let them keep growing upwards and make sure they have the capacity to give us the size potatoes that we want. So we have four potatoes in each bag. These are 40-gallon bags, and they can just curl up. I can just keep just go like that. Like I can just keep adding soil to these bags for them to keep growing more potatoes. Or I could drop another potato. I don't know what I'm going to do, but all I know is that we are good and ready for potato season. So I was supposed to do that last month and I didn't, but it's done. My duties for this morning are pretty much done. Thank God I was able to really get a handle on my livestock, so that I cut my time in half, literally. No, by probably 3/4. I cut my time by 3/4 this morning because I learned, got some great new tips on. Look at these flowers, aren't they pretty? I got some great new tips. Great new tips. Look at that flower bed, y'all. Isn't that pretty? This is a blackberry that's wrapping itself around, making its own archway. We have them all over the property doing that. It's going to be beautiful out here next year. If stuff start growing again next year, it's going to be doing some amazing stuff. So we have got an amazing garden design here. I really thought about what I wanted and I just put it in place. I built me so this fall I'm going to be painting my garden boxes because I want to do some designs on them. I want to put some color to it, some flowers on my boxes. As we are piping down for the fall, I want to be able to do some different things. So I'll probably be adding some artwork out here because you guys know I love art. We'll be doing some painting and some showing you how to integrate beautiful art into art sceneries into your garden. So I'm really excited about that. I'm excited about the agriculture space. I'm excited about new methods for well-being. This is what it's all about, folks. It's about creating what's possible for you, creating beauty here on the land that you have. More importantly, the most important thing about it all is to grow food because we don't have safe systems right now. And so since we don't have safe systems, we have to do what we must, right? You see that? We have to do what we must to make sure that our families are fed and safe. So we're expecting a lot of rain today, some thunderstorms. So we're gonna get more rain. It's really saturated here. I am really glad to see some new flowers coming on these because they really had a hard time. These tomatoes had a really hard time, and I just decided to let them stay in the bag to see if they will bounce back or what. And they're getting new buds on them, new flowers, and so they're looking kind of harsh, but we just gonna come through and clip. We're gonna keep clipping them back until they are ready. We're gonna keep them here until they're ready to go. I just don't think they're ready to go because we still see beautiful flowers. We see the flowers coming in. So we're just gonna let these continue. They're in bags. There's no reason to touch them. They're in nice size bags. So like I said, more flowers are coming in. We're just gonna see what we're going to get out here. So many of these trees have already bared the fruit. This is a dwarf peach, so it has already bared its fruit. That's the last one up there. We still have the most remarkable thing that's going on in the garden right now is our fig trees. We have a lot of fig trees on the property. We have about 22 of them now. And the babies are first year. I don't know what in the world is eating up my apple leaves, but something is, and I need to figure it out because it is having a real good time on these apple trees. Just the leaves, so it's just eating the leaves up. Look at this, bare, completely bare. I don't know what's eating those leaves, but something is having a good time. It's probably some sort of worm. I don't know what attacks. If you know what attacks an apple tree, let me know in the comments. It flies whatever it is because I have lavender at the base of my plants, trying to keep them from being destroyed. And also, I had a question. There is this mushroom that grows, and it grew down here. And as soon as I put water in this thing, the mushroom exploded, and it exploded into this dust. It's just the weirdest thing. Like, I need to find out what that is because it's like sent off it sent its spores everywhere. So I sure hope I don't end up finding, mushrooms all over the property because of it. So anyway, we're just doing a little walk through. These apple leaves seem to be fine. That one that is attacking that tree down there. I don't know. This tree seems to be fine. We've cut them all back so that they can grow better. Because we didn't want. Oh no, it's eating this one too. It's eating it. I want to say it's that leaf-footed bug because they have been around here. They have been terrible this year. They were on the tomatoes, just devouring, just injecting their enzymes into the tomatoes. Horrible, just horrible. We're gonna have to treat our trees this winter. Oh, there's a white butterfly. I saw you. So you still around here laying eggs, and that's what's happening. They still laying them eggs over there. I seen them. But anyway, things are shaping up. We're just taking a walk through. This is my morning assessment. Look at these apple trees, though. These are four apple trees that I grew from a seed, from an apple that I ate, and I just decided to try to put the apple in the ground. And look at them. They are beautiful. They are absolutely beautiful. I can't believe they're finally. This one looks like it got too much water though. It's got some powdery mildew. We're gonna have to treat that. So we're trying. Everything is so moisty right about now. It's like a swamp in here. Um, but this wall right here, tomato wall, is doing well. What I come to look for on my tomatoes is the leaf-footed bug. Look, here it is. Because it just sits on the tomato and just injects, and these funky little, and just injects their enzyme into the fruit before they can even get ripe. So yeah, I thought I had gotten rid of them, but looks like a couple of them are still around. You can't get rid of everything because I really try to have an organic garden, but I have a healthy garden, so I'm really excited. Let's go take a look at the. I'm gonna take a look at the figs because the figs are just been doing so well, y'all. I left one up there that was eaten, so I left it for the bug to come and eat it if it wants. But these figs are prolific. When I tell you, I pulled so many figs off of here yesterday, and the thing is, wherever there's a leaf, there's a fig, and so as this thing grows, it just keeps growing and growing. The figs just look, all those figs, babies coming in on each branch. Every branch has figs. Every time it grows outward, it grows outward. Figs are everywhere. So I absolutely encourage you to grow figs. They are the most prolific plants, and they have literally, literally zero pest pressure. What you have to worry about is the birds, uh, and yeah, small animals coming in to eat. And so, but look at this. There's fruit everywhere. They, this one's fruiting for the second time, and look at all the fruit that's coming in there. It's loaded. At every single node, there are tons of fruit. Sometimes one and two fruits on. So this one has not turned yet, but oh God, they doubling up over here. Look at that. That one has like 5 or 6 between the nodes. It's just amazing just to watch these grow. Look at that. Y'all see that? Huge. Amazing fruit. Amazing, amazing fruit on the fig trees. And we have tons of these. We've got a couple babies. This one is a replant. It has not grown any figs yet, but if this is big, this one's about to get giant size like that one. They can grow to be 7 to 10 feet tall, and this one right here, the first one is at least 7 because the fence line is 6 feet. So this one right here is already 7 feet tall, 7 feet tall at least. So this one's coming right behind it. So they literally just grow up as trees. I'm not going to cut them back this year. I'm just going to let them grow. Usually you just cut them back, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to let them grow. Maybe we'll get fruit earlier next year. You can cut them, but I'm not going to. I'm going to let them stay big and robust. Our blackberries are all out here in the walkway now. This is a first year blueberry, and it has grown so much. And this is the original one over here. So this is one, and there's one behind it. Our grapevines have grown. I tell you, the garden did amazing. The one thing I was kind of concerned about is we got some early bananas this year, and they were too little. I was hoping we would get another flower before the summer ends, but we haven't, and I think it's because we need to cut back this cluster. It's this huge cluster of bananas here, and I think it's just too many of them, so we're gonna have to cut them back. So that thing is almost 20 feet tall, so it's huge. But we might get a flower. I don't know. We'll see. We already got one, but we're gonna see if we get another one. I haven't seen anything yet shoot up, but we did get one, and it died away because it was too small. We got plenty of grapes this year, and I'm sure next year is gonna be insane. So we're excited about that. Thank you so much. It is. It took a lot of design thought, and so I'm super excited about that. This is a beautiful dwarf peach right here. We only got two peaches on it this year. One, and they're very very big. So there's one. Somebody tried to come and get one of them, but it was too hard for them to eat, so they left it alone. But there's one in there, and they're very big and solid. So they produce some really nice sized peaches, and they are dwarf peach. That's a dwarf peach. Did you see the peach in there? I wanted to show it to you. There it is. But it's a very hard peach. So it's going to be big. It's not soft already. So we had a lot of blueberries this year, so they did well. Right now, the figs, the okra, the dwarf peaches, tomatoes are still in that are doing well. Hibiscus, peppers, those are the things that are still around. Our crab apple, I cut her back. She got really tall this year. We have apples on here, but they're not getting big. So the apples are here. They're just little. We got to see what we got to do to create some. Oh, look at here flowering. This is, let's see, this is the garden neon stone crop. It gets a pretty pink leaf. So I'm gonna leave that in there so I'll continue to know what it is. It's a stone crop. I cut back this hedge and dropped everything over there because we're making a Hugel Couture bed over there. So we're making sure that we drop all of the debris down there so we can make a good rich bed around this hedge because we put some we put some wood in here, and we're gonna make a bed here. Because I noticed that when I use the Hugel Couture, yes, it's a succulent. Um, when I use the Hugel Couture method, I get really good results. So we have cut back this over here as well. These are the tomatoes. Cutting this back is helping this to grow because they were hidden by the sun. They needed more sun, and so now they're getting more fruit, and we're excited about that. So we see more tomatoes coming on, and we're hoping that I think I'm gonna come through here and put some bags on them because I need to keep the bugs from eating at them. That leaf leg bug. I noticed here too. I'm gonna have to come through and do some weed whacking, clean this up a little bit. Just clean up a little bit so that I can put down some fabric back here and put something at the base of this tree. I like to plant at the base of each tree. I like to plant a vine, a shrub, a vining fruit, a vining, a fruit-bearing shrub, a fruit-bearing vine. So Right now we have the blackberries at the base of our trees. On this side, this is a pear tree, and we have the blackberries that are growing on this aisle, and they will get big. And we also have our pomegranates growing back here. So this is going to be a tree, and so it's going to outgrow the blackberry at some point. The blackberry will live below the pomegranate. So my garden design is designed to be more of a permaculture, so that everything comes back year over year. So everything over here will come back next year. So just so you know, I'm a perennial girl. And only thing that will be that I will have to plant is my beds, which, every year I just go with the season. Tomatoes or peppers or okra, whatever it is I like. I like all things. So really, okra. This was a okra. This was a corn bed. Corn didn't do good, so I pulled it up. Collards bed was over there. It needed to come up. It was over. All of them went through the winter and they just didn't get big. So I'm going to start planting less of them so that they can get bigger, because I think that is a major problem. It's just planting too many of them in one small space. So we're going to do a little bit better about our collards. So these beds will hold seasonal vegetables, but all around us is trees, and these trees will continue to just come back every year. So we got plum trees in the back, and we have what's that, kiwi in that bed over there. So I'm starting to plant trees in the beds as well, because I think the vegetables just need shade. It's just been so hot. And I am really trying to make it so we use less water. Everything that needs sun will be in the center of the garden, which is right here. And everything back here will either be trees, um, fruit, berries, things like that, because because we just, that's what we need to do. This is our future home of our bee apiary. I'm now bee certified, so um, we're setting up for our bee apiary next year. So needed to give myself some time to get the equipment. We plant in these little pools back here too. Any like squash, watermelon, things like that can go in beds like this, because they like to sprawl out, and they can sprawl all over the ground back here if they want to. So next year we're going to be putting a tree in here. We already have kiwi over here. I'm thinking about what to put here, because these are peppers right now. But I don't think I'm going to do peppers back here this year. I think I just want fruit back here. I want fruit, and I want berries. Because I want things that can give me, like over here, this was lemongrass. I loved using this as lemongrass because it worked, right? Whatever works. I'm not going to put anything in that doesn't work. We know that the lemongrass will work here, so we'll put lemongrass in there. These are mulberry trees. They have pretty deep tap roots, but they finally started growing, so I know that they're dwarf size, and so we're not going to bother with them. We may take the tires from around them and just let them dig down into the soil real good. But for now, we're going to leave the tires around them, because that gave me a mound to plant them in. The secret is plants like some the secret is plants like some eggshells crush, but not every plant. Yeah, need to investigate about every plant. Exactly. So that's literally what I do, is investigate all of my plants. We have a few Hugel Couture methods growing back here as well that we're going to put in place. They are already bedded down. And so we're just going to put bottomless beds or build new beds around them, because they are absolutely amazing. So when the trees fall this year, we'll wrap the leaves around them and get them ready for next year. They've already been sitting for this year, so we'll plant in them next year. That's We have one here, two, and one in the back. So we have three Hugel Couture beds. We're going to put some flowers back here because we will have our bee apiary back here as well. And we want them to have plenty of access to flowers. So that is a goal, and that bee areas, the bees will fly that way towards the fence line, just to keep them out of the main garden because we still want to be able to have be out here and move around. Our asparagus bed didn't do much this year. Don't know why, but it didn't do well. But we're getting some asparagus ferns right now. But this thing, hopefully next year. The thing is, just have one, just start one because asparagus will give back to you year over year. And so we're just gonna keep her moving. She didn't do anything. She grew some other ferns, some other big old ferns. I don't know what these things are, but they were huge. And I had to cut them off and I gotta see if I can get them out of the ground. But for now, I'm just gonna keep them from growing. So our ferns, these right here, this is what it was. I don't know what they are, but they get some roots on them. So we're trying to get those out. So we're still working back here. Right now, these are azaleas back here, and in the winter, we want to come back and cut this back a little bit, because I just haven't been working in this area a lot just because it's the back end of the garden. But as it gets cooler, I'll come in and, uproot this ivy. This ivy, I have been really trying to get a handle on it. But when I took out the Hugel Couture material from back there, then the ivy just spread it everywhere. So you just you give a little, you take a little, and it just things. This needs some work. It needs some fertilizer. It looks like to me, and it needs some cutting back. So we're gonna clean her up a little bit, cut back some of these leaves. But she's growing tomatoes. I mean, the cucumbers. I got two off of her last night. We have some that have not look like they have not fertilized, but some are coming out, and so we're excited about that too. We have a bunch of lavender back here, um, still in their potted form, but they're not in a pot. So I don't know what we'll do with it. We're just letting it hang out here and see what happens because they're not dead. They're not dead. They're not falling off. The leaves aren't falling off. But they didn't. Were replants, transplants, and so we got to work with the transplants. Our rose bed did beautiful. We're gonna cut her back. This bed did fine. These are some figs as well, but it's a different variety um, that we are working with here. And this is another Hue Couture bed as well. We plant logs, leaves, whatever. And over the years, the soil just gets better and better and better. So we're super excited about that. She did not do well, so we're gonna take her out. Didn't put any holes in the bottom because it was inside. So she drowned, I believe. So I hate that because it was a $60 tree, and I think I drowned her. But you live and you learn, right? You live and you learn, and we are here to learn every day. We have amongst our figs, we also put flowers. It looks like she might need a little bit of fertilizer. Like I said, this is a different variety. I love this Texas bearing variety though. They did really, really well. They are all over the property and they are bearing a lot of fruit. Yeah, that is definitely mostly dead. It's definitely mostly dead. We're going to put in some more herbs next year. Again, we have a lot of trees. This is apple on left side, peaches on the right side. Blackberries are surrounding, blueberries are surrounding. This is a perennial bed here with figs, dwarf peaches, blackberries, mulberries, and a flower bed. And over here, we have more blackberries. So yeah, I think the design that I chose to really bring out the perimeter of the garden was a good choice. Was a good choice because next year I just fill in the space. So you don't have to work so hard, you just fill in the space. I may even be able to give up some of the bags and the pots, just to I will probably have some, but maybe not as many. These are also blackberries in these pots. Don't know if we'll leave them in the pots next year because they'll probably need some ground. We'll probably put them in the ground somewhere. I don't know where yet. We may put them in the beds back there, because those beds, like I said, have I've been thinking about what to do with them. So we may put the blackberries back there as well because blackberries love the ground. They love the in ground. But I put these in pots because I wanted some to grow in pots. I wanted to see how they would do. And these are first year. They did well. They did not fruit this year, but they were sticks. So green covering are you using? This covering here, this is a turf. This is a turf that I got from Lowe's. I'll show it to you because I have another one that I'm using back here to cover my ground. This is how I covered the soil. I covered the dirt in this area to create a patio in the garden because I use a lot of different methods here. I use commercial fabric to create my walkways because I don't like to deal with weeds. I'm 63 years old and I don't want to be down on the ground pulling and fighting weeds. I think that's the biggest nemesis for older gardeners is they give up because they can't fight the weeds. So I just put down commercial fabric. Some people say, "Oh, don't put that on the ground." Well, I have to because I don't have the ability to fight these weeds, and I'm not going to. So that's why people give up. So you have to do what works for you so you can keep going because we have to fight for ourselves out here. If you cannot do it yourself, then it is not sustainable. And so it's very important that you build what's sustainable for you. That's why all of my walkways, anywhere it was a weed, I put down wood chips, and under the wood chips, then if they started growing back, then I put down I invested in some commercial fabric. I did it in my orchard. I did it my all along my beds, so I don't deal with no weeds. I'm walking through here. The only thing I'm gonna deal with is some food in these beds. I'm not fighting no weeds at all. And so everything ever has weed bearing fabric because I'm older. This was all dirt. This was all dirt. All of this was just dirt. I wanted a deck, so I built a deck. We built a fireplace, and what we do around it, we built something around it. Now, this area, even though it has weed fabric around it, I built this thing around this fire pit because fire spits. And so what happened is I noticed that we did get a couple little holes, right? So I'll patch it up next year. I'll patch it. It's worth it. It's worth not dealing with these weeds, okay? So you do what works for you so that you can keep going, keep gardening because if you can't do it, then you see how the weeds come up? Look right here. Let me show you. Let me show you what it looks like when I have an empty space, a place that's not patched, not covered up. This kind of grass right here grow. This is the worst crabgrass I've ever seen in my life. It started growing. It just grew and like I can't even, it's to pull this up is an act of Congress. So what I'm going to do now is because I realized that this commercial fabric is what I need all throughout here. So this is porcelain. I like porcelain. I might just pull it and put it in a pot. But this grass right here, So this green fabric is it's a turf grass that I bought from Lowe's. I'll show it to you. So, because I have another piece that's going down, because this is all concrete. This is coming up, coming, because I half my garden, no, 3/4 of my garden was dirt, but a whole nother third of the garden is concrete. So from here all the way to that fence is concrete. And that's where we walk through here. And this is where we put our livestock back here. But the green, this is the green fabric. It's utility. It's called utility. Hold on. It's a 6 by 8 foot artificial grass. 6 by 8 foot artificial grass. And I'm putting it down right here off the porch. I put it on the porch because we have a small balcony, small little deck. Don't do much with that because I'm always out in the garden. I was thinking about extending the deck, but I don't know, just leave it alone at this point. But we're going to put it here, right? Um, so we'll have more green down in the area because I exercise down here. And we built out another little patio right here. So you can design what you want. And so I'm making this is where I spend my time. So um, I made it what I wanted it to be. And I've, built it out so that I could um, work out here seamlessly. So I even keep shelves for my pots. Everything's organized so that when stuff comes start running through here at night, it ain't, you have to keep your garden clean because otherwise you'll have rodents everywhere. And so I need to make sure that I don't have that as a problem because I have so much food and fruit. And so this is my cemented patio garden. This is where I grow my citrus. I'm actually growing some squash over here now because, it's the squash bug, I I defeated him this year. Thank God. And so I put pots back here to keep growing. This is all citrus. This is kumquat right here. Look at that. Look at that. It's loaded. Limes. Oh, look at this. Look at these. Look at the thorns on this, y'all. This is going to give some fruit. I can't wait to see what it does because look at the thorns on that thing. I think this is the orange calamadine. Yeah, these are lemons and limes down here. This is another blackberry here. I understood it's pretty clear you control your garden area. Yes, I do. I do. I have to because if you don't, you're going to have a mess. So we have tangerines through here. Um, Couple tangerines. They're growing slowly. Tangerine season is coming. Orange season is coming. Yeah, that is a calamanine. I see all them spikes over there. I was just looking. That is the calamanine. I guess it is. I don't think it's an orange. Yeah. We're going to put carrots and beets in these pots. This is tomatillas. We also already have limes growing over here. So this is a lime tree. We have lemons, limes, tomatillos, and of course we have our okras that are coming in full force now. Really, really excited about the okra. Been waiting for them. They are 6 feet tall, y'all. Look at these. They have grown by leaps and bounds, and now they're about to shoot out all the okra at the top. Okra loves warm weather, so you just have to know your plants and know what to plant and when to plant it. It's delightful. My goals increased 200%. Well, I am so happy for you, Valena. I'm so happy for you. Just showing up and showing out the garden is it's something, right? Now this needs to be cut back. It has given me all the grapes it's gonna give me. So I have to keep this area cut. This is the banana zone, and this is the tree that we got this year has finally, it's killed itself. It killed itself back, so it's gone. But I didn't get any. I was hoping to get a flower. So it got rid of itself. I'm kind of glad about that I didn't have to come back here and destroy it. But these banana leaves can also be used to cook with. They are great leaves, have great purpose. So you can use a lot of parts, lots of parts. So we're going to begin to cut this back, and once the winter comes, we're going to redo the vines because the vines are everywhere, and we have so many new vines. This thing was absolutely loaded, and I'm sure next year it's going to be um, absolutely booming with abundance. I want to be careful about these okra though, because look like they got too much water. Hope they're not harming. Oh, that's the flower. Okay, yeah. So y'all, and so I have a little greenhouse. Also have a little greenhouse that I have to clean out and prepare for the fall. So I have a place to work and also a place to do seeds. Plus my livestock. I need to put my rabbits in here because I need to get a bigger cage for them because I have one right now that provides fertilizer. But I have livestock. I have rabbits, chickens, quail. So Mr. Rabbit is in there stretched out. He in there. He want to come out. I think I'm gonna let him out. I'll let him hop around today, get some exercise. The baby chicks took up his space because I had 5 of them, so I needed to give them a new space. They have graduated and doing well down here, so super excited for them. They learn how to fly into their coop. We have the quail over here, which we're going to be growing for meat. And they move so fast. They be trying to get. I lost one of them. I lost one of them. Flew out the coop. He flew out. Yep. So I'm trying to trap them into this right here so I can move it. Yeah, it's a beautiful life. It's a beautiful life to have. And these are, I'm a researcher, so I'm researching, new different ways to live. This agricultural space is a space that's not, we don't do enough. We don't do enough to show people how agriculture can work in their favor. And so as a researcher, I'm researching uh, methods to reduce our bills. He said possums and my car provide pepper pooper now. Your cat, you have a cat, possums and your cat. So my son built this coop for me. So again, remember I told you that part of the property is cemented. So we have cemented property and we were able to build a coop. So this is the fence line though. And along the fence line we put in grapes, and we use this every part of the property. We use every inch of the property. And this even has figs this year. Look at there. This is a first year fig coming in. Oh, she's loaded. Look at there. Look at there. Just growing. I love it. So I didn't think these were going to get figs this year, but they are. They're getting figs. They sure are. So they're starting to grow up. So they have a lot of growing time, about 2 or 3 more months. And we're growing out our salad on top. We have salad bowls. I'm gonna put some arugula in these today so I can make sure I'm maximizing my space. But the grapes are growing. I mean the grapevines, because we have muscadines. I wanted muscadines, so I got muscadines growing now. And Okay. Have a nice dream. Have an amazing day. Thank you for joining. So yeah, this is the gardening, guys. This is the garden in full production. You can have a garden too. Maybe you don't have land. Maybe you don't have a backyard. Maybe you just have a patio. Well, this is a patio garden. It's on concrete. So this is on the rock, y'all. This is literally on the ground. So these are pots that I bought for $6. They're 17-gallon pots. You can grow in those. If all you have is a patio, you can still grow food. I grow these things so I can show you guys that if there's a will, there is a way. So this is a patio garden on concrete. So if you still want to grow, you just need to grab some pots and grow in them. Because that we grow a lot of things in the pot so we can show you that it do work. This is squash in a pot, citrus in a pot, blackberries in a pot, tomatillos in a pot, lemon trees in a pot, okra in a pot. And they did the best. The thing about it is my okra in the pot did the best. Don't slice yourself. Okra in the pot did the absolute best. So anyway, I'm going to jump off. It's time for me to do some administrative work. I'm going to head inside. I hope you have the most amazing day. And whatever you do, don't let anybody get in the way on your journey to doing what God has told you to do in this season. Be blessed, everybody. Until next time.